Ladies and gentlemen, it is hotting up in the relegation battle in the Premier League, and it's not good signs for Leeds United. We're now 3 points off the bottom three. Are you panicking? I don't know if to panic or not. You need to help me. I need to help you. Let's have a little chat. Let's get into this. All right, guys, what's going on? My name is Ollie Ward. Welcome back to the Ollie Ward channel. Hope you've all had a great Thursday and you're ready for the latest Ollie Ward video on the Ollie Ward channel. Before we get into whatever this video is, I just needed to talk to you guys because I don't know if I'm panicky or I'm here to remain calm. I can't tell yet, really. But do smash that like button. Let's go for 200 likes on this video, as it's a lovely sunny day here in Suffolk where I am. I don't know if it's grey and miserable where you are, but anyway, it's nice and sunny here. So smash that like button for me. Also subscribe if you are new as well. We're on the road to 21,700 subscribers. That is the goal. And get your comments in. Are you worried, or are you one of these fans that's remaining positive? Don't get me wrong. I am remaining positive. I am, but there is a sense of I don't know. Worry, I guess, is the right word, because teams are starting to win when Leeds United are starting to drop off a little, losing 2 games in a row, both at home, both technically under the lights as well, where Leeds United remain most confident. And I've constantly said throughout the season, you win a game, we're still in a relegation battle. You lose a game, relegation battle. Draw a game, you're in a relegation battle. Leeds United are in a relegation battle until they're mathematically not. And I don't think neutrals, pundits think the same as Leeds United fans. We've been through it so many times before, but we are told we're not in a relegation battle. I've made videos before how Leeds United can avoid getting into the relegation battle. You watching this have maybe commented saying, Ollie, we're not going to be in a relegation battle. That West Ham game's going to be nothing at the end. Football comes in waves. Football is recency biased. If we've won our last game, of course we're going to think that. That's just how football works. You always should know in football, at the start of the season, everyone thought Liverpool won the league because they put 6 wins together. That's not how things happen. And, I think I'm constant. I mean, even the commentary the other night, the Tuesday night game against Sunderland, you're saying, I'm hearing them say, yeah, Leeds, they've had a brilliant season. They'll be all right. They'll be safe. We are 3 points off it. We're going to go through a few fixtures and thinking about the Sunderland game and the Man City game, and the slight drop off. I think a lot of fans are now turning negative in the sense of, it's a positive spin when you look at we've only lost a few games since December. But I think fans are starting to dig into that now, where the draws are adding up and there's not enough points. 2 months ago, we were 8 points clear. We're now only 3 points clear. We haven't escaped further than maybe some fans thought. There's been some silly games in there, some games we've underperformed, some games we've overperformed and not got results in. I think Daniel Farke and the players have done a decent job this season, because if you're thinking about it, over the last few years, relegation fodder was the teams that came up, and Leeds, Sunderland, and to an extent Burnley now are starting to put up a good fight of it, because you've got to be, Leeds are still 15th or 16th right now. I don't even know where we are right now. I bear to check. But either way, we're putting up a good fight of ourselves. And I know for some fans that might not be enough. And I completely understand that. I'm putting on my realness hat and thinking, this is okay for now. That's what I'm trying to say, because 15th of a newly promoted side with 10 games to go isn't too bad. But obviously we're now, down to crunch time. It's less than 10 games to go now. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 games to go now. God, that's terrifying. And we'll go through the fixtures and a few other of teams' fixtures. Obviously, the Man City Sunderland game, it was tough. The Sunderland game for me, there was a few things wrong with it before we get into these fixtures that I'm going to talk about. Thought, again, Daniel Farke went into old, pragmatic, sort of reactive more than, I think he's waiting for things to happen. It was a terrible game all round for both sides. The ball was in play for about 50 minutes, but he was waiting until something happened to bring on subs. The likes of Tanaka, where's his game time? And people are saying to me, why is he not getting on the pitch? I can understand that for Gruev, but I believe, if I'm thinking in Farke's mind, he wants to keep Stack on for set pieces, free kicks, corners, and then he wants to keep Ampadu on for long throw-ins. He's not going to take any of them midfielders off. And then you could say, well, why can't he take off Brendan Aronson? And I think what he likes to do with Brendan Aronson is winning the free kicks, is tracking down the ball. And that's when you're not going to see the likes of Tanaka come onto the pitch or a Longstaff come onto a pitch that can, or even a Buonanotte, for example. And I was quite critical about Joel Perot's performance against Sunderland. I don't think he offers anything to this Premier League Leeds United side. I personally don't, where I still think others do. Even though they've had the similar amount of minutes to Joel Perot, I still think Dan James and Nonto can do stuff in this side. And they've had similar minutes to Joel Perot. And I don't think Joel Perot just cuts it. And I think he is, I would like to see Buonanotte get some more minutes. I really would. I think when you've got a low block and Daniel Farke and Leeds United famously can't break down low blocks, you need a player like Buonanotte who can. We've judged him off 45 minutes against Birmingham in the Cup on his first game. He's 21 years of age. He needs time in the team, and I think the way he's treated him has been terrible, really. I also think you need to start with two strikers. Again, I've kind of just contradicted myself, but I think you can maybe start, well, maybe not even bench Aronson. You can do Aronson, Ampadu, Stack, and unfortunately, Gruev dropped to the bench, and you've got to start Metra and Dominic Calvert-Lewin up top because Dominic Calvert-Lewin hasn't scored a goal in ages now. He's doing well, and he should score more goals than he has. He had a couple against Man City, but I think Dan Ballard and Alderete were brilliant against Dominic Calvert-Lewin because he was a solo striker. Maybe you need Mecha and Dominic Calvert-Lewin from the start, like we did against Chelsea, against Liverpool. We need that. It doesn't really work with Calvert-Lewin by himself and Aronson kind of being this floater. I think you need three in midfield. Let Ampadu and Stack be your 6 and 8, and let Aronson be your 10, and then you've got two target men as well. Also need to think we need to start playing Jakob Biol. He's a threat from set pieces, and on form, he's probably our best centre-back as well. I think a slight few changes in this Leeds United side, and I'm confident that we can get some results. So looking at our fixtures, we've got Crystal Palace away. They play this evening against Spurs. I don't know what result I want for that game, really. Then we've got Brentford at home, which now seems tougher and tougher, but it is at home under the lights. Man United away, that'll be what it'll be. A point there would do. Wolves at home. Again, Wolves are now not this side that just are bending over. They're looking at it thinking, yeah, we could maybe stay up, which I think it would be a miracle if that happened, but it could. Football has produced some crazier things. Then we've got Bournemouth away. Burnley at home, Spurs away, Brighton at home, West Ham away. The thing is, these fixtures a few weeks ago after a win look credible, look fine, look like we shouldn't be panicking. I'm now looking at these fixtures the complete other way going, we might get 3 points against Burnley at home. And that's about it. It's worrying. So for me, Leeds United are currently on 31 points. I'm going to say Crystal Palace. Let's say we get a point there away. So that's 32. Brentford at home. See, this is why I don't like going through the fixtures because I'm quite pessimistic in that sense. I'm not actually going to go through it. I'm not going to go through it because I'd say Brentford, no points. Man United, no points. Wolves, maybe 3 points. Bournemouth, maybe a point. Burnley, 3 points. So what are we talking here? About 6 or 7 points. I don't want to go through it all. But the thing is, right, let's look at the next game week after the FA Cup. We've got Crystal Palace away. West Ham have got Man City at home. Fulham v Nottingham Forest. Forest are at home. They got a good result against City. And then Tottenham take on Liverpool. So again, you're back into it where if we get a result against Palace and say Man City beat West Ham, Fulham beat Forest, Liverpool beat Tottenham, we're fine again. Panic stations stop for the time being. But I think we just got to get used to it. For the remainder of the season, for the last 9 games, it's going to be flippy floppy. It really is. It's going to be we win a game, they lose a game. We lose a game, they win a game. It's going to keep happening. It's going to chop and change. But all Leeds United need to do is focus on the next fixture. Only play what's in front of you. Try not to look at, even though I've done it, what's on paper, who you're playing against. Just we need to make a few tweaks. We need to find that spark again. I'm getting a little bit worried that managers now are understanding what Leeds United do. That 3-5-2 that we changed at City shocked teams for the first few months. It's now starting to be like, oh, that's what Leeds do. They go long and they play for set pieces. I'm starting to get worried now. Daniel Farke, you need a plan B to keep this team in the Premier League. How are you guys feeling? I don't know what I'm going to title this video. I don't even know what this video is all about. But either way, I just needed to talk to you. I needed to get out there. I'm remaining positive. I do believe Leeds United are going to stay up. But if we don't, then don't blame me. I've been Ollie Ward. You guys have been excellent. Be sure to smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new. I'll be back this weekend for that game against Norwich. Do we want to even win that? We'll get into that when we when we get there. We need to focus on the league, I think. But either way, I'll be back for that game against Norwich. And ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your week. And I'll catch you in the next one. Cheery. Oh.